Good morning. I have a game application to write, which is called the Dungeon Game application. I'm going to share my screen. Awesome. So this is the game application. So this is a game application that I have to write in order to. I have to write some code to pass some texts in order to pass some of the texts, like something like this. So at the top here, we have a public player action, which is set to nothing and the rest of the variables by default. And also we have the private player action, which is set to nothing by default as well. And here we have a two-dimensional array, which represent regional map and working map. Here we have a get step counter. So we use this to monitor the step of a player and return it. And we have the process user input. This actually processes the user input and take the user input and split it into an array. And we check if the first item in the array is a command like load or play. And also if the second item has the essential of .map, sorry, which means it's a file, so we can either load the file or we can play the file. And now we use the switch. Here we use the switch statement to initialize the start and play option to enable the player to start the game. So once a user type in start, the game will start running. Or when the user type in play, the game will start running. Once the game start running and the user type in D, the user will move down to the east by one step. When the user type in W, the user move down to the north. Same thing for A, user will move down to the west. And Z is to pick up a coin. Q is for player to attack a monster. And X is for player to move down to the south. And we have the updates. Here, this method checks the status of the game if it's running. Then we implement various player action. And also we use the switch statement to evaluate the player action. In case of moving to the east, well, first of all, we check if the current location of the player, if it's we check it and update it. We also use the isWorld method to check if the next position of a player, if it's 1. If the working map is 1, we use the isWorld method to check it. And if it's D, the map will stop. The map will stop loading. This is for east. We if working map is just at the player action is set to nothing. We initialize the same thing for west. We use the same method to initialize it for player position if it's one. If it's the game the map will terminate. Same thing for north and south. Here we also use this is what method to allow a player to pick up a coin from east. This one is for west, from north. This one is for west and for south. And soon as a player pick up a coin, the working map, this working map, if the player action the pick, soon as a player pick up the coin, so we represent the space of the coin with this dot. That's why the dot is here. Same thing for the north, east, and west, south. And here, this was the implementation of the ISWA, public Boolean ISWA. We use this code to check if X is 0 or if X is the last item in the map. And we have a print map to console. Here we just basically use the console.write line to print the current state of the map to console. And print extra info, return false. Load map from 5. This method is used to return the Boolean value and also load the map. While loading the map, we are setting the original map. This one, we create this array to represent, set up a two-dimensional array. We use one to initialize the original map and the other one for the working map. Two-dimensional array, which is this one. So we store each variable for the original map, and we return it as integer. We return the original map to game map, which is the two-dimensional array. We use the original map to initialize, and we do the same thing for the working map. We have to get original map, get current map state, and we have the get player position. We use this code to determine the position of a player and return the array of integer. If the working map, if it's P, then we check if the point is P, which is the starting point, or if equals to at, which is player at. Okay, here we have the get the player action. This code is to get the action of a player. And here's the final bit of the dungeon game application. And I'm just going to demonstrate how this game works. I'll run the code and demonstrate. I will first of all load the simple map. I will stop sharing so I can share the screen. Let me share the one. So this is the game. I will first of all load the simple map. This is the map. So when a player type in start or play, the game will begin. So we're using start to start the game. And when the user type in W, player will move down to the north, D is to move down to the east, S to move down to the south, A is to move down to the west. We come here, we use Z to pick up coins, or we can just walk up to the coin. We can move down to the coin and pick it up. So when a user gets to this point, which is the D, which means the game will stop. The game will terminate. The game will stop running. So we just go into D and the game will stop running. I'll start sharing again. Share my code and run the game again. This time I'm gonna load another map. Stop sharing. We're gonna load another map this time. Simple dot map. Load it. We can use play this time to start the game, and it's the same command. Start the game, and we use WASD to navigate around the game. Empowerment, same thing. Pick up a coin. Pick up the coin. As you can see here, the dot replace the position of the coin. Come down, pick up this coin, and we'll move down to the D to terminate the game. Thanks for listening.